T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Have ignition and liftoff of the Atlas V rocket on the Landsat Data Continuity Mission, continuing the 40-year legacy of preserving Earth's natural resources from space.
And we're in closed loop control. Mixture ratio is being controlled as expected. Engine continues to operate normally, seeing minor changes in the change in mixture ratio as expected. Vehicle rates look good. Engine is burning normally. And LDCM is now supersonic, coming up on max Q. And we've now passed through the region of max dynamic pressure. And the engine is throttled down to 95% thrust as expected. Everything is looking good. And the vehicle is now 13 miles in altitude, 6 miles downrange, traveling at 1,700 miles per hour. Still operating normally at 95% thrust, everything looking good. And we vented the centaur fuel tank to condition the propellants for centaur phase. Booster continues to operate normally. Good steady state thrust. Next event we're looking for is firing the pyro valve to activate the centaur reaction control system. And we fired that valve. Loop pressure coming up, everything looking good. And engine's operating normally. Vehicle's accelerating smoothly. 3.3 Gs. Everything looking good. Seeing very small disturbances in the flight control system. Seeing a very smooth ride. Continuing at 95% thrust. Very little control activity on Atlas PU. And the vehicle is now 25% of liftoff weight. And we've now started our constant 5G acceleration phase. And we fire the pogo bleed valve. And you start a boost phase chill. Everything's reacting. We're now at 4.6 G limiting. PU is open loop. Coming up on booster engine cutoff. We have BECO, we have staging, ignition. Full thrust. Everything is looking good. Good steady state operating levels on center, coming up on fairing sep. And we have fairing separation. Good brake wires. And we've re-enabled guidance. The vehicle is now steering. Look at start transient, very good start transient. And we've gone to our Z profile valve angle on Centaur PU. Going down to the lock stop. Everything is looking good. We've seen the reaction control systems firing to purge the GN2 out, as well as thermal conditioning firings for the loop. And seeing very good steady state operating levels for the Centaur main engine. Vehicle is flying very smooth. We're now 137 miles in altitude, 428 miles downrange, traveling at 10,400 miles per hour. Everything is looking good. We've gone to closed loop control on Centaur PU, continuing to make a LOX correction as expected. RL-10 continues to operate normally. Coming up on our telemetry format change. Continuing to see very good telemetry data. Centaur PU is now beginning to control. Valve has come off to the lock stop. And we've had the telemetry format change. Very small dropout. Centaur continues to operate normally. We're continuing to see the pre-planned firings of the reaction control system to condition the loop and thrusters, as well as very little roll control being required. Everything looks good. And we have made the roll to TDRS. And we have a preliminary look at booster stage performance. We are plus 71 pounds of PE, but represents a 0.71 sigma case. Very good performance from the booster. RL-10 continues to operate normally. PU is now controlling near nominal mixture ratio. Engine operating parameters look good. PU is continuing to control as expected. See the engine responding to the changes in mixture ratio. And our reaction control system temperatures have reached a steady state with bottle temperature. Vehicles continue to accelerate very smoothly. Very little dynamic response from the flight control system. PU is nominal. We're now 197 miles in altitude, 970 miles downrange, traveling at 11,800 miles per hour. And a quick look at our trajectory performance. We are flying right down our predicted trajectory. Everything's looking good. And we have safety FTS system. And vehicles now maneuvering for RAN steering as expected. Getting the appropriate response and body rates. Centaur main engine is operating normally. We are in the process of executing a little over 11-minute first burn before everything is normal on the mission. Use controlling right and our nominal MR. And vehicle rates have stabilized out, continuing to accelerate smoothly. 200 miles in altitude, 1,283 miles downrange, traveling at 12,800 miles per hour. And everything continues to operate normally. We are now 194 miles in altitude, 1,480 miles downrange, traveling at 13,500 miles per hour. Continue to see good centaur operating parameters. And PU is controlling nicely. Seeing our periodic firings in the reaction control system as expected. Turbine inlet temp, right where we expect it to be. Everything is nominal. Now 12 minutes into the mission, everything looking good. 185 miles in altitude, 1,680 miles downrange, traveling at 14,200 miles per hour. Engines operating normally. Everything looking good. And PU control has been very stable near nominal mixture ratio. Very good engine operating parameters. Hydrogen system performance has been excellent thus far. We continue to receive very good telemetry data. We're now 2 minutes from a nominal MECO. Engine continues to operate normally. Quick look at other vehicle parameters. Tank, propellant tank and bottle pressures look good, as do battery voltages. Vehicle rates are normal. Everything continues to look good. Chamber pressure, LOX pump discharge, and venturi inlet pressure are right as expected. Active PU control looks good. One minute to a nominal MECO. 30 seconds to nominal MECO. Everything looks good. And PU has gone open loop. Coming up on MECO. Cut off. Centaur main engine has shut down. Shutdown signatures are normal. 4S engines are on. The vehicle is maneuvering to its PTC attitude. And we are starting our spin up and roll. We've completed that. We're now maintaining a 1 degree per second PTC roll, continuing to see normal settling. This will be a 55-minute coast prior to second burn. And we're continuing to see our expected maneuvering of the vehicle for coast phase. Taking a quick look at bus and battery voltages, looking good. As our storage bottle pressures and tank pressures. And we've just passed through 18 minutes into the mission, everything looking good. We are coasting following a very good first burn of Centaur. And continuing to see expected maneuvering for coast phase. Bus battery voltages look good. Tank and bottle pressures look good.
And for an official liftoff time, we have 10:02:00.536. 10:02:00.536 was our official liftoff time for the Atlas V with LDCM. In just a moment, we'll be doing launch replays from different camera sites around Vandenberg.
Passing through 20 minutes into the mission, everything continues to look good. Seeing expected data dropouts due to the PTC roll as expected. Vehicle systems look nice and stable. Pitch and yaw have nulled out, and we continue to see our 1 degree per second PTC roll. And we have switched off C-band transponder right on time. We are also changing our duty cycle on the reaction control system. That switched in a little while back. We are ramping down to 12.5% duty cycle. And we do have our first look at our MECA 1 orbit. We are within 1 sigma on our orbital parameters. Everything is looking good. Passing through 24 minutes into the mission, everything continues to look good. Tank pressures, bottle pressures are normal. We're down to our 12% duty cycle on settling motors. Bus battery voltages look good. Nice 30-volt supply. Pitch and yaw are sitting right at 0, and we see our PTC roll. Everything looks good.
This is Atlas Launch Control. We're looking now at a view of the Earth that shows the ground track of the Atlas V rocket with LDCM. As we can see, it's moved considerably south over the Pacific Ocean. And we can see with this image that it shows where the daylight area is, and off to the right is the area of the Earth that's in darkness. And later, the spacecraft will be following this track, but we'll be coming back northward, and we'll be entering that area of darkness that we see, coming back over the North Pole, and then down over the Pacific again, back into daylight. And you can see where the rocket is with the flashing green icon.
Bottle pressures looks good. Tank pressure's good. And electrical system is no change, operating normally.
We're going to look now at some launch replays, video launch replays from different camera positions at the pad and around Vandenberg.
And we've passed through 30 minutes into the mission, no change in status, all systems looking good. And the vehicle is in the process of a PTC roll reversal. We are heading down to a -1 degree per second roll. This time we are experiencing a telemetry dropout. Oh, there's back. And roll rate has steadied out at -1 degree per second. All of the systems look normal. Passing through 34 minutes into the mission. No change in status. Everything looks good. Plus battery voltages right where they're supposed to be, as are tank and helium bottle pressures. Vehicle rates are nice and smooth.
We're back now in the coast phase, and as you can see, the spacecraft is down near Antarctica. We're 39 minutes 47 seconds into the mission, and we will be going away for a short time, coming back again at 11:05 Pacific for the restart of the Centaur stage, that brief 2-minute or so burn that will lead us to spacecraft separation. So at this time, we will take a pause in our coverage and come back at 11:05 Pacific time to resume coverage of the launch of the Landsat Data Continuity Mission. This is Atlas Launch Control.